Hello and welcome to today's Digestive Health Workshop. Thanks for those of you that are joining me live. Feel free to ask me any questions in the chat if you need to, and we can have questions at the end as well. Today is a condensed version of my Digestive Health Workshop, so it's more focused around the essential oils today, but I will be offering a more in-depth version of looking at the digestive system, but coming more from the approach of things that aren't just oils, so looking at different foods and ways to eliminate other stresses on the body, I guess, in the environment, and what you can do rather than just essential oil wise. So, but today, mostly about the oils. So let's dive in. So some of you may already know, or others, that for myself, in my very early 20s, 6 years, I was going through lots of digestive complaints for a long time, which made me feel like I had to have lots of naps all the time, 2-hour naps easily every single day. And I guess I tried so many different alternate therapies and been down to North Sydney and different places to try and find the best care I could to help me get through it. But it wasn't until I finally came across the essential oils, and that was up here actually on the Sunshine Coast where I am now at Yamundi Markets, and I got introduced to some peppermint oil and it changed my life. And I think because and I was thinking about this the other day, why was it the oils compared to all these other different herbs and things that I tried before? And I think at the end of the day, because they look at the emotional aspect as well as the physical at the same time and raising your vibration, I think that's what also really helped. So these are some of the things that I was experiencing, or most of the things on this list. So just take a moment to think about what type of things you might be experiencing right now. Is it acid reflux with the burning in the throat? Oh, horrible feeling, especially in the morning. That can start up when you're lying down in bed. You can feel it all rising. Is it the IBS, gastric spasms, stomach pains and aches, constipation, diarrhea? I would constantly go through these two things. Didn't know which one I was going to have every day. Parasites, chronic fatigue, which I talked about before quickly, and food allergies, so many different things that I couldn't eat all the time because I would react really badly for stomachache to them. Okay, now that you've had a little look at those things, now consider what type of things do we need to do to bring our digestive system back into balance. So these are some of the things that I have looked at in my life. So physical, looking at the emotional aspect, food, filtered water. I was actually drinking out of a tap back then. Reducing toxins on my body and in my environment. So things that I'm putting on my body as well as what I'm cleaning my house with. Exercise, eliminating stress and toxic relationships. So before we go in and start looking at specific essential oils, I just wanted to mention that all essential oils have different types of properties. So whether it be an antibiotic, antiviral, antispasmodic, laxative effect, digestive, energizing, and the way that you can easily find what the essential oils have, which properties, is you can go into any of the books, so the Modern Essentials or the Essential Life. And when you're looking at the specific oil at the front, it'll tell you the properties inside them. So if you're looking in the Modern Essentials, there'll be a little section down the bottom that will say essential oil properties. And then in the Essential Life book, it'll say the top properties of the oil. So you could go in and go, okay, I want to find some oils that are anti-parasitic or antiviral. You can also look them up in the back of the book, antiviral, and then it will take you to all the essential oils that have those properties. Okay, so I wanted to start off straight away with the protocol that I always talk about all the time that was the most helpful for me on my journey with helping get down that viral bacterial loads. Like I didn't talk about before, but because this is a very condensed workshop to what I would usually go into, I guess today I'm just more going to, this is what you need to do to fix it, rather than going to why that symptom is there. But in a nutshell, if you do have digestive issues, it's also looking at your liver as well, because it means that your liver is underneath a lot of stress, which then causes the digestive system problems later on. So there can be lots of pathogens in your body. So one of them could be glandular fever, Epstein-Barr virus, without people even realizing. Can be triggered by hormones, especially for girls. We have hormones, I guess, going at different times throughout the month, and then pregnancy, menopause, when you're a teenager, so different things that can trigger these viruses to, I guess, awaken that may have been dormant inside our body for a long time. And different types of bacteria, could be different types of shingles that people have, all these different things that can relate back to the digestive system and heavy metals in our body as well. So we're going to talk a bit about these things today. But the reason why I like this digestive cleanse is because when you combine all of these oils up here, you have all these properties together. So you have antifungal, antiseptic, antibacterial, antiparasitic, antiviral, detoxing, disinfectant, boosting your immune, getting antioxidants, analgesic for pain relief, and decongestant. So sometimes people with digestive issues get a lot of phlegm in their throat, especially if they've had dairy. So help digest down that phlegm. So that's why I really like these oils. I'm just going to go back to the slide before. Is because you're hitting all areas. You're targeting, I guess, all different things when you're combining them. So I just keep literally, I was going to bring it down from upstairs, but I've forgotten. But I can just get them from here. I prefer the rollerballs, and I keep them next to my bed in a little pouch. And that way I know that I'm ready to roll them underneath my children's feet and once they've gone to sleep. So then it doesn't end up everywhere, because I guess that's the only time that my kids are still, it feels like, when they're sleeping. Can just roll it underneath your feet, and the way that you know how much, I just do the size of the foot. So I just roll it along the foot. So obviously the smaller the child, the smaller the foot, the least amount of oil that they're being rolled on their feet. And obviously for my feet, it will take a bit more to cover. Otherwise, if you don't have the rollers, these ones are the doTERRA Touch ones. They've already been, they've already got the fractionated coconut oil in there. You can just get the oils and put them straight underneath your feet as well. So the drops. The hot ones there are the oregano and on guard. Most people don't mind them underneath the feet, and they're not too hot. But if you are someone with very sensitive skin, you can use carrier oil as well. Carrier oil, sorry. So fractionated coconut oil that doTERRA does, or you can get some olive oil or coconut oil, any carrier oil of your choice. And you can also put them in a capsule as well. So it's up to you. You can put 2 drops in a capsule. And the whole idea is that you do it every single day for 10 days, and then followed by probiotics after that. And then I would repeat this monthly. So sometimes I did it internally that month, and then sometimes I did it underneath my feet. So my digestive system was so sensitive that to use the oils internally at first with hot oils like oregano and on guard was definitely not something that I was going to do. But then after a few months, as the viral load or the bacterial load started to come down, then I was able to use them more internally and help that way. My stomach wasn't as sensitive anymore. But then that would be the same as anything. If I was eating certain foods, my tummy would be sensitive to that, even if it was an apple or banana or whatever. So every single day for 10 days, every single month. I used to like to do it at the start of the month so I could remember, but it's up to you when you'd like to do that. And then 5 days of probiotics. There's also an option of, doTERRA has a product called GX Assist and PB Assist, which is already some of these essential oils inside the capsule, and you can use them. I personally found them really harsh on my stomach when I first started using them, but then other people for digestive issues haven't found them harsh. But I was able to use them 6, 7, 8 months down the track and not feel as harsh on my digestive system. So I guess it depends on how you're feeling with them. And you can always introduce them later on if need be, or you can just do the oils up the top. And I forgot to mention here that you might notice that there's 5 oils up here, but I haven't put frankincense here. So usually I was doing all 5, but if I wanted to make it more simple, even though it's not, even though I'm explaining it this way, You can swap the lemon out for frankincense underneath your feet and put the lemon in water instead, or you can put the frankincense underneath your feet as well, or 5, or underneath your tongue, the frankincense, which I prefer underneath my tongue, and then the others underneath my feet. Oh yeah, and with the GX Assist, it's saying you can either have 1 to 3 capsules a day. 1 was more than enough for me when my stomach was able to, I guess, digest that later on. So see how you go. Everyone's very different, and everyone's at a different stage of their journey as well. Okay, we've talked about this. Okay, another thing to think about is strengthening the immune system, which being female, obviously once a month our immune system is lowered, depending on, actually more than once a month, depending on if we're ovulating or going through our period as well. It lowers your immune system because your body's already doing some, like, lots of other things. And I was going to mention, and different things throughout our life as well. So obviously our immune system can be lowered from so many different things, just stress alone, let alone being a mom or going through a pregnancy or breastfeeding, things like that as well. So if you can, avoiding antibiotics and antifungal medication is going to help, because unfortunately they wipe out all the good bacteria as well as the bad, and it weakens the immune system. So what was I going to say about that? And sometimes I found personally myself with antibiotics, I had so many over and over and over again over so many years, but it just wasn't helping at all. And sometimes you can have superbugs inside your body that the antibiotics don't get rid of, because they're just so used to having those antibiotics all the time. And one thing that's really amazing about the oils is that when the tea tree and oregano are combined, they help get rid of those superbugs. If you can picture an M&M, and the chocolate part is the oregano oil, is the superbug, and then the shell. So what the tea tree does, the tea tree oil breaks through the shell of the M&M. So then the oregano and tea tree can both get to the chocolate part in the middle to get that superbug. Whereas when you're using oregano just by itself, it doesn't have the tea tree to help break through that shell of the outside to get to the bug. So that's why I always put them together. So even some nights, if I'm in a rush and I just want to put 2 oils on my children, then I'll just do oregano and tea tree. Or some nights I might do just On Guard. 7 months for your gut to repair after 1 round of antibiotics. Crazy, hey? And I always found that I would get candida or thrush after I would take antibiotics as well, which the good thing is if you're using oils, you're not going to have to worry about that problem as well. And then when your immune system is lowered, it can be a trigger for different viruses and bacteria or fungi that are lurking in the body, because they're very resistant to these drugs. So here are some oils that you can use on a daily basis to boost your immune system. There's a really long list here. You definitely don't need to use all of them on a daily basis. The list is so long, so then you don't have to go out and buy every single oil. You can just use what you already have. For example, you might have black pepper, but you might not have oregano, so you might want to swap it out for that. But here we go. There's a few blends that you can use. On Guard, Xendocrine. Xendocrine is also a really beautiful detoxing oil for the liver as well. And every single oil in here has lots of other different things, as well as being great for boosting the immune system. So I guess, for example, if you wanted to do a detox on the liver, but then also boost your immune system at the same time, maybe you would choose Xendocrine for boosting your immune system. I personally really love these Protective Blend soft gels. They're a little soft gel that's already made up with the oregano and tea tree and On Guard inside there, and a few other different things. I think black pepper is one of them as well. So you can just take them with some water. The Protective Blend lozenges too, they're just like a Strepsil, I guess. You can just suck on them if you have a sore throat, but it's boosting the immune system as well. Our daughter loves them if she's feeling like she has a sore throat. All right, and I guess all you have to do for these is just choose if you want to put them in a capsule. Obviously look at the back of the oil to see if it's in an internal oil, or refer to your books to see. And if you don't want to use it internally, you can just put it underneath your feet as well, just a couple of drops of that oil. So for example, you might go, okay, today I'm going to use tea tree, oregano, and clove underneath my feet to boost my immune. Or you could put in a little roller, or if you'd like me, just like to have it the convenience, I just have the On Guard roller there ready to go. You can put it underneath their feet before school, the little kiddies. So for heartburn and reflux, these are some oils to help. So putting them in water or rubbing them on your chest internally. Sometimes I was so desperate that I would do both. And one thing that I forgot to add here is the digest, what are they called? They Digescend little, they're like these little, I gave one to Indy last night. I'm having a mind blank. I'll come back to it, I'll remember in a minute. Anyway, so you can use the ginger or peppermint or lemon, different things inside your water. Some oils are going to be hotter than others, so refer to your book as to how hot some of them are. For example, ginger is quite hot in water for me, so I preferred it in a capsule, and it's quite warm to rub on the chest. But one of your easiest things is the lemon or peppermint to put in water, or the Smart and Sassy, which is also known as Slim and Sassy. Okay, for those moments when you're having a stomach ache or a stomach cramp, so when you're there in the moment and it's coming, you need to get some instant relief, these are some great oils that you can rub on. My favorite combination was the Digescend, which is a digestive blend, and then frankincense in my tongue at the same time. So I'd rub the Digescend on my stomach and put the frankincense underneath my tongue. And sometimes I would be like, oh, frankincense and Digescend straight in the mouth, as well as both of them on my stomach when I was having those really intense cramps where I felt like I couldn't do anything and just wanted to cry in pain. I would use those two together. But you can also use all these other different types of oils. I love drinking fennel in water. It's one of my favorite tastes because it has that real licoricey taste to me. Same as the Smart and Sassy, has a bit of that taste as well. And then any of them diluting for sensitive skin, so any of the hotter ones, it's important. So ginger is going to be one of those really warm ones in there, and the black pepper. Stress. So many different angles these days of stress, isn't there? Whether it be in your family or being in front of screens for too long, whether it be computers or phones, work, maybe stress in relationships with people around you as well, so friends or family members, and the amount of towers and EMFs that we're exposed to these days as well. So in my more detailed course, I'll go into things that you can put into your home to be able to help block out EMFs, or different crystals and things that you can wear on your body. This morning for school, I just attached a little pendant to Indy's little singlet top to help her as well for the Wi-Fi that she's surrounded by. So all these things are impacting on our body, these different stresses. So these are some oils that you can use to help calm. So all these oils have lots of, well, not all of them, but most of them have those calming effects. But then some of them have those uplifting effects as well to help with the stress. My personal favorite is Elevation, which is why I put up the top. It's called Joyful Blend. I use this one as a perfume because it smells divine as well. I love to just get a drop or two and put it behind my ears just here. Byron loves Wild Orange. Nighttime, Lavender Peace is a really great one to use underneath your feet. Lots of children really love the smell of that one, especially in the diffuser. So for these, it's best to use aromatically and topically for eliminating stress. You're not going to eliminate your stress by using them internally as well as aromatically and topically, because you need to be able to breathe the oil in. So it's as simple as putting a drop or two in your hand, breathing it in, taking some deep breaths and rubbing it on the back of your neck, behind your ears, and relaxing, whatever you do for eliminating stress as well. For example, if you love to do yoga, you could put these oils on whilst doing yoga. Or if you love to journal or things like that, or go for a walk along the beach, you can put these oils on before you go and do that. Or if you know that you're going through a stressful time, take it to work with you. Put it on every couple of hours, your oil throughout the day, whichever one resonates with you, whichever one you really like the smell of. This morning, I just love balance. So I decided straight away I need to put balance oil underneath my feet and behind my neck. And vetiver is another one that I love at night time before bed. So choose whichever ones resonate with you or whichever ones you already have and use those ones. These are our mood management oils. So there's 10 different oils just here that I'm going to be talking about today. And most of them are pretty self-explanatory when they say on them, motivate, cheer. So motivate. If you're feeling like you need some more motivation in your life, grab the Motivate oil, same thing. It's a smell. Breathe it in, put it on the back of your neck and enjoy that oil throughout the day. Same as cheer, passion, forgive. I love to put forgive over my heart chakra because sometimes the stress in your life that's impacting on your immune system and health could be not being able to forgive someone very easily. So this oil really helps with the emotions of helping to really open up your heart and forgive that person. And I love to do a little bit of a Ho'oponopono. I don't know if I said that right then. Little affirmation as well at the same time. There's also these blends down the bottom, these 4. This is the Elevation that I was talking about before, my favorite as a perfume. And I was talking about the Balance, which is really great for not only grounding, but also for your cells and blood and things like that. Serenity, which is the lavender piece that we talked about that lots of kids really like, especially children and adults before bed. And then Citrus Bliss, I don't talk about this one a lot because I'm not a massive citrus fan, but so many people do love citrus, but it's a blend of those different beautiful citrus scents all together. That's really great for stress relief as well. As well as these 10 here that are pictured, there's also one called Clary Calm that's really beautiful for stress relief, but then it's also really great for balancing hormones. So I like to use this one around my cycle every single month as well. There's also one called In Tune, which is one of my other favorites. It's for focus and concentration, but also stress relief at the same time and managing your mood. So you can just put a little bit behind your ears. And there's a few others there. So aromatically, topically, or internally for mood management. Just check on the back if it's an internal oil before you ingest it. Otherwise, aromatically and topically, whatever you feel. Okay, cellular repair and renewal. So important, I feel like, in this day and age, because there's so many impacts in our cells. So not just the EMS, but stress or foods or different things. So sandalwood is such a beautiful oil. This one's just, it has natural serotonin in sandalwood too, so that feel-good hormone. So it's really nice when you put it behind your ears. I think that's why I like Elevation as well, because it has sandalwood inside there. It's really relaxing. Same as frankincense. If you can use it every single day, I highly recommend. I actually use my frankincense. I have it in my bag and I use it as a hand sanitizer when I'm out because it reminds me to use it. So I put it in my hands and, you know, sanitize, but then I'm breathing in, rubbing on the back of my neck. Otherwise, sometimes I forget to use oils when I'm out and about. But, you know, something as simple as sanitizing your hands, lots of people remember to do these days, right? The DDR Prime, it comes in capsules or you can get it in an oil. I personally like to put mine in a little roller bottle and put it next to my bed. And I like to put that one on at night time as well, whenever I'm feeling like I need to put it underneath my feet. And I might combine it with the On Guard and the oregano and tea tree and put underneath my feet. And then I wouldn't need to put the frankincense on because DDR Prime, one of the main oils in there is frankincense. So I would use that instead of the frankincense for that night. And then you've got a few others there: lemongrass, wild orange, clove, thyme, arbor vitae, and the Alpha CRS, which is part of the Long Life Vitality Pack just here. Adrenal support. I think most people need adrenal support these days when we're in this really busy society, it feels like sometimes. And with all the different stresses, it can really impact on your adrenals. I can actually feel the adrenaline, like my adrenals hurting sometimes, and I like to give them a bit of a massage with the oils. My personal favorites is the basil and rosemary to rub into them. Just get a couple of drops and you can put it with a bit of coconut oil and just rub it in. Or you can make up a little blend, little roller, so that it's nice and easy, quick to go, where you just rub it on. You can also use geranium and ylang ylang. It's really great for helping the nervous system. Okay, alkalizing your body. So there's lots of different citrus oils that you can choose from. Lemon, grapefruit, bergamot, the wild orange, slim and sassy, which is a blend of citrus oils, and peppermint, lime. And all you do is just add them to your water. Indy's been asking for green mandarin lately, so she gets 1 drop of the green mandarin in her water for school. But whatever resonates, and depending on where you're at taking them internally, I used to be able to easily put 6, 7, 8 drops in a glass of water. But then when I was pregnant and now that I'm breastfeeding, my body's a lot more sensitive because my hormones, I guess, are just fluctuating more. So I have to use less oils. For me, only 1 or 2 drops is enough now compared to back then. So thinking about that, go, okay, which stage of my life am I in? And, you know, am I a child? Am I going through pregnancy? Am I going through menopause? Am I going through the teenage years of hormonal change? How's my body feeling right now to how many drops that I need? Long Life Vitality. I personally love the vegan Long Life Vitality because I'm not a fan of fish and fish oils. So it's up to you. So slowing down the aging process of the cells. So really amazing that we have a product that's able to help repair the cells, same as DDR Prime, what we were talking about before, but I guess this is now just, these are different to the DDR Prime because the DDR Prime is just essential oils, but these also have all different herbs and different things. For example, the Alpha CRS has coenzyme Q10 inside it as well. So really, really important. So you've probably already read lots of things here, but not only repairing cells, but turning fat cells into energy. So you actually feel energized. That's in the Alpha CRS. Getting rid of free radicals in your body, which are all these damaged cells that you don't want multiplying and turning into chronic illnesses. And it's also putting antioxidants back into your body. So equivalent of drinking 6 bottles of red wine per day without the side effects, which I like that. Helps raise and strengthen your immune system every single day. Helps you recover from exercise quicker. I definitely noticed this because I felt like after doing, you know, 1 hour session at the gym, I felt like I couldn't exercise then for a week because I was just so fatigued. Helps manage your mood as well as your hormones. Helps the digestive system because there are essential oils inside these two here, the Microplex and the Megas. Some peppermint and other nice calming herbs in there. Helps detoxify the body naturally and slowly. And then you're getting your 12 plus serves of fruit, veg a day. And helps with inflammation as well. I used to get a lot of inflamed wrist and ankles and things too. I didn't talk a lot about the prebiotic before, so I added this slide in. So just putting those good probiotics back into your gut after you've done the 10 days cleanse of the oils, because then it's going to help, you know, the digestive system and the immune system, increasing the function of brain and improving your mood. If you don't want to do probiotics, you can do sprouts. Sprouts are actually better and work more efficiently than probiotics. They do work out more expensive than probiotics, but, you know, they taste amazing in salad and things as well. What I do like about doTERRA's one is it does have that double encapsulated time release. So it actually gets to your gut without, and then so the little green part inside, the clear part, actually opens up in the right spot in your digestive tract, getting all that healthy flora to the right, getting all that, you know, all the healthy parts of it to your gut rather than it being taken out by your hydrochloric acid as it's going through the digestive system. As you can see there, it's also great for constipation, diarrhea, if you're not absorbing things, IBS, leaky gut, allergies, autoimmune, so many different things. This is just an example daily routine in the past that I used to do when I was going through healing my gut. So I was taking the Long Life Vitality Pack in the morning, and I was taking the Mito 2 Max. It's another capsule that you can take. It's an energy blend with different herbs in there. The DDR Prime, so taking the capsule or rolling it underneath your feet, helping repair different cells. Frankincense, 2 drops underneath the tongue. In Tune, was rolling it behind my ears like I showed you before, the demonstration. So then I was able to teach at school because I would mix my words up all the time because everything wasn't talking correctly between my brain and my gut. The neurals weren't connecting properly. So I felt like I had to use In Tune to help, and plus I had heaps of brain fog all the time. Balance, so putting that on the back of my neck, underneath my feet, On Guard to boost my immune system. And then I'd put lemon, grapefruit, cinnamon sassy in my water bottle or fennel. And then again at nighttime, Long Life Vitality Pack, the Terrazyme capsules. So they're really great for breaking down heavy foods. So if I was having something really heavy like bread or meat or lots of nuts, any type of heavy fats, then I'd use that to break it down. PB Assist at night, and then diffusing the calming oils in my bedroom and putting them underneath my feet. And then I also have the little iToby device that can tell you which essential oils your body needs as well. There's a few other different devices out there too that can tell you what's out of balance in your body. Okay, emotional aspects of healing. There's so much you can also go dive in depth here, like dive in deep. As you can see, an iceberg, you can only see the small part at the top, but what's really below the ocean is huge. So sometimes we're just treating the physical but not looking at the emotional cause. There is a whole book just on emotions and essential oils. So you can look up any type of emotion. For example, if you look up anger, it'll say cardamom essential oil is the best oil for anger. And so you put that on your liver to help release that anger from your body. So every single oil is related to an emotion. So when you're using them for physical things, you're also using them for helping clear out the emotions as well. So that's why I really think, same as what I said at the start, why it was such a big catalyst to helping, because I was helping release layer by layer those different emotions that have been caught up in my body. And I am that type of person that, well, I was in the past, where I'll just hold things in all the time and not release them. So coming up with strategies as well in your life to be able to get those emotions out. So I was going to talk about the solar plexus and things like that, but I'm going to leave it there for today because I know that I've already given out so much information. I don't want to overwhelm everyone that's on here. But pretty much in a nutshell, there's some essential oils that you can start with to look at all those different things, whether it be if you have stomach pain, boosting the immune system, moods, helping do a gentle detox to go into from there. When I do my next class, I'll go into more different, like as mentioned at the start, okay, which foods can we use? What type of heavy metal detox smoothies can we do? What type of celery juices? What different preservatives and things that I avoid in our diet with the children and I, how to read packages and what you can replace and swap things out with, what EMF products I use. For example, here's just some Orgonite right here. Oops, you can see at the computer screen in front of us to help us, but we also have a Blue Shield device. So many aspects. There's also liver cleansers that you can do with food as well as oils. There's so many different areas that you can look at to bring your digestive health back into balance again. And I feel like it's definitely life-changing because I can honestly say that I don't have any of those things anymore that I listed at the start. I don't have to wake up every single morning with that burning pain and reacting to food and feeling horrible all the time and chronically fatigued. And I don't have to, worry about running to a toilet anymore like I used to back in the past. So lots of things to take in for today. I can post the, let me know if you haven't taken notes or whatever, and maybe I can post the slide up for you guys to look back at so you can remember which essential oils are most helpful. And I'll come back again soon and do a more in-depth class as well. So I'm just going to stop the recording. then we can ask some questions.